And here we are. And I think we are live by 3 or 4 seconds. Certainly looks like it.
Almost, yes.
Almost live.
Okay, hello.
Yeah, let me do the customary pinch you. Ow, yes.
Tuesday Warriors. We had a last minute cancellation of a guest that we'd hoped for today. So you've got us instead. Two fat ladies.
Two fat ladies side by each. Yeah, indeed.
Here we go.
No, we also had some requests for people wanting to know, what's going on with Angie's brands and Martin's music and McCartney Studios and all the latest guff with AI and so on and so forth. So I'm actually just looking to see if there are any comments here.
If anybody wants.
Oh, there we go. There's Sammy Starshine.
Hello, Sammy.
A little bit delayed. Hello, Sammy. Hope
Hi.
you're feeling better. And people have just been asking Martin, hey, when he does his Monday morning Facebook posts, what's going on with Geist? And he'll be here in a little bit to tell you all about that. And of course, because it's Q4, people are starting to think about stocking stuffers.
Stocking stuffers. All this AI stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
The whole dang thing. So
yeah, I know.
Ange has got a relatively new book out from Imagine and Wonder Publishing, the wonderful Stephen Wilson, who I hope you're on the mend, Stephen. And it's called Ticket to Ride. And I would hold one up and show you, but we're sold out.
A copy. We're waiting for delivery of.
We're waiting for another case from the printers in Atlanta. So if you're one of the people that's got a few outstanding orders through Mark Lapidus and Beetlefest, we will get to you. We have got your order. It's on the way to us, and then it'll be lickety split.
Absolutely. Rather good, there.
Rather good. We get extra points for lickety split.
British. Lickety split.
Hello, Sarah. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Paula. Hello, Ashley.
Oh, good.
Mark Lindsay's on. Are you not on a cruise, Mark? What's going on? Are you landlubber, you? So yeah, there are lots and lots of things to still be had for stocking stuffer time. And if you're going traveling this year, this is a great read on the plane. Your mother should know. And that's the mother.
She jolly well should.
That's the mother that knows.
Oh, no.
Let me tell you what a mother she is too. Some people are snapping up. These are old 1967 family 8x10, which we will personally autograph for folks. And that photograph was taken on the, I want to say 27th, could have been the 28th of June, 1967. And shortly after, Paul went off to the BBC and recorded. What was All You Need Is Love, right? Yeah, Our World. It was the old.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
It was the first worldwide
live.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And do you remember that afternoon we painted a sign?
Yes, it said "Come back, Millie," because Auntie Millie had just gone on a boat to Australia, and we missed her so much. We did this "Come back, Millie" thing that she held up.
Yeah. She got to Perth, switched the telly on to see the Beatles at 3:00 in the morning. And boy, there's a sign my brother Mike is holding that Paul and I had painted during the afternoon. It said, "Come back, Millie." So she barely unpacked and got over the journey, and she said, "I can't.
I'm going back.
Going home." So
I'm going home.
6 weeks back on the Oriana.
That's right.
Those were the days.
Not all. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
And speaking of cruise ships and what have you, that's where the phrase posh came from. Do you want to tell the folks?
Port out, starboard home. When you booked your tickets, you got on the correct side of the ship.
So you paid for 2 cabins, basically.
Yeah, port side to go out and starboard side to come home. POSH. And it was only rich people that could afford them, so they were called posh.
And their luggage was labeled as such. And depending upon if they wanted to see the sunrise or the sunset, they would move cabins. Hence, posh people, you see. Well, thank you, Debbie. Debbie has all of her books. Almost time to order teas for Christmas. You are the perfect lead-in, Debbie. You are the plant in the crowd, which is fabulous.
Yeah, okay,
and I've just had a real shenanigans with Shopify. They don't want us to call this Flu Fighter. They want it to call it Blues Fighter because it's not FDA cleared or FDA approved. But we're not making any claims. It's not medicine. It's just really good tea if you got a snotty nose. And there's another lovely one that's as the summer fades and fall comes in. Lucy Lemon and Mop Top Maple are amongst some of my favorites.
I love that one. Yeah.
And we have plenty of Magical Mint in stock. Penny Lane Peppermint is on the way. But this is a nice fall tea as well. It's called Blueberry Meanie and Blue Jay Blueberry. I'm sorry, it used to be called Blueberry Meanie. Blue Jay Blueberry. And that's got a real nice blueberry flavor to it. So what we do, is we brew it, we let it go cold, and then we top it off with
The drop of the hard stuff,
something from behind here once it's 5 o'clock.
which is medicinal, of course. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, Diana. Yes, get a refill of our teas. And Sammy, I think I need some flu blue fighter. No, I hate having to call it blues fighter because it sounds like a toilet cleaner. But anyway, there you have it. I mean, I get it. I totally get it. So what else is going on with you guys? I can actually see.
Oh, good. Yes.
No, Mark says he's not posh. One cabin.
Oh,
One cabin.
Oh.
2 coats. One afternoon.
One afternoon.
For those of you that have seen the producers.
Yeah.
You'll know.
Springtime for Hitler.
That's the one. That's the one. So what else is new in the world? So
definitely not me. Anything but
6 weeks.
6 weeks to go to be 94.
That's right. And it is a Teaflix Tuesday. So
yeah.
I'll see if I can keep us sober till 11:30 on
Half
birthday.
your luck. Half your luck.
We might already be at a little early lunch. I liked what Ange posted the other day. She said at my age, happy hour is actually a nap.
Yeah.
It
is actually, which I frequently do.
Okay.
Get up about 6 p.m. and then work.
Hello. Thanks, Sarah. You go have a good day. And yes, we'll post this later. All the way from Sydney.
Oh,
Kylie Terzo. Hello.
Hi
We are
there.
truly reaching the globe. So I don't know what time it is in Sydney, but it's probably happy hour. So cheers.
Sure. No, it's breakfast time tomorrow, actually.
I actually,
Again,
when
cheers, chaps.
a big technical fight with Shopify today, after 9 weeks, I got them to change our bank account status. And so, yay, we can start selling tea again. Hence today's broadcast, you see.
Mm.
Oh, Diana's mum turns 93 today.
Oh, jolly good.
Happy birthday, Diana's mum. What's her name? Hi, Linda. Oh, it's 5:30 a.m. on Wednesday.
Oh.
Boy, Kelly, you're up early.
Happy breakfast.
Yeah, happy breakfast. Well, here you go.
Mm. Wonderful.
So we've been doing on our side of the world, on the business side, and Martin will talk about his music in a little bit, but on the business side, we have become fascinated with the audio side of AI. And so I don't know if you saw in the news this week about Tom Hanks is bitterly complaining that somebody's using his voice and video deep fake in a dental scam ad. I saw that ad 3 months ago, and I went into IMDb Pro and I found out who Tom Hanks's attorney, manager, and publicist was. And I reported it to all of them and offered them kind of I wouldn't say a solution. You're still maybe going to get deepfake, but we've launched something called verifiedvoicevault.com. And what that does is it takes in a recording. We tell you all of the diphthongs and vowels and consonants and everything. We send you the script and get you in front of a good microphone. It has to be a really good microphone if you ever want to use the copy of your voice for reading, for cloning. And then we make a voice print of it. We copyright the words that you read with the US Copyright Office. And then we have all of that. We store you in our verified voice vault. And if you're a voiceover actor or commercial person, or you have a podcast or a radio blog, we store your voice year over year in 3 secure places, 2 of them air gapped. And if you ever get cloned, you can come to us and we FedEx you a USB stick with all of the necessary information. And it saves you tons and tons of money with your lawyers proving that, well, this is my voice and blah, blah, blah. We can also consult with our good friends at Intelligent Voice in the UK. Nigel Cannings has an amazing company, and he's been doing nothing but voice recognition and voice prints for banking for years. So when you call a bank and they say your 7-digit or the last 5 digits of this, that, and the other, it's not just to verify the numbers, it's also to verify your voice, your voice print.
Yeah.
So we've been fascinated by that whole thing. And unfortunately, I couldn't get through to Tom Hanks in time, but hey, Tom, if you're watching, verifiedvoicevault.com, or just, slide into my DMs, as they say.
Oh, that sounds vile.
As long as they don't say slide into my BMs, that would be no good. If there was a typo on that would be definitely no good. Oh, Ashley's just saying today would have been his grandmother's 112th. Good grief.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. So verified voice vault, which then led Martin down the road of, because he's one of the Germans, why is everything always in English? And he does a lot of voiceover work for big German companies as the German voice of. Oh, I'll let him tell you about that. But so we've started working with transcripts, SRT files, which are the transcript with the timestamp that goes with the video. And then from that, you can take a translation, and then you can translate the text into, I think we have 130 languages in our system now. And then that text can then output a voice. But what's most interesting about that, if you go to McCartneystudios.com and pull down the services, the globalization projects, you'll hear me, because you all know my voice, speaking perfect German. Well, I speak crap German with a crap accent. I said crap twice.
Oh, crapometer's busy in Liverpool.
Dave will be going, that's two. So if you go to McCartney Studios and pull down the globalization language project, you will hear my original voice in German, and along with lots of our other friends. So we're working on a project at the moment for globalizing educational e-learning videos, hopefully, so that kids all over the world can literally share in the knowledge that we get to see every day on YouTube in English, literally right from their phones. They can push, they can select their language, they can select the language of the subtitles. And so that's what Martin's been busy with McCartney Studios.
Kept him out of mischief.
It's kept him very busy producing all of that. And the steps, it's complicated.
Yes.
You start with just a video, and then you have to break it out into all these. It's like deconstructing a 14-bean chili, really. Oh. It's like, okay, there's a pot of chili, turn it into the raw ingredients. I can't describe it any other way. And Martin's going to talk about hallucinations, which is when AI loses its noggin. So no,
muttering.
I'm looking at your thing that you just said, hallucinations. So I'm just telling folks, if they're not reading the comments, that's what's going on. So he also recently produced an audiobook, which is very successfully being uploaded and out there to the world by our dear friend, Marshall Terrell from Arizona. He's written 30 plus books on celebrities, including Steve McQueen and Johnny Cash and Elvis Presley. His Elvis book just came out. And so he wanted us to produce his audiobook, which we did in conjunction with one of our former guests, also Otto Daniolo from therecordingartist.com. That's a fascinating concept, isn't it? He makes a record in 3 hours.
Yeah, I know. Amazing. Very interesting now. He was on Teaflix.
Yeah.
If you want to go back and look at it, it's very interesting.
His name is Otto, and that was they're all interesting episodes, apart from this one, which is boring as crap.
Crap, three times crap. Okay.
But he's been really busy about that. And then we also, because it's Grammy season, the Grammys aren't until February, but first round of voting, whether you get a nomination or not, is till October 20th. So we've been very busy with some fantastic artists. Again, if you go back to our YouTube channel, you'll see Rebecca Folsom and the String Revolution and all kinds of people. So we launched something called fyconline.com, which is for your consideration. In the biz, it's called FYC. And so we've got about a dozen artists. I've got 2 more coming on today that I've been dealing with this morning. And basically, it's a consolidated page. It's kind of like an all-in-one music business LinkedIn, so that voters in the Grammys can go and see the video, listen to the Spotify playlist embedded in the code, see all of the people who played on the project, and so on and so forth. So that's fyconline.com. And we've just opened it for chefs because, as you know, I'm a foodie, and we just went to Chef's Roll down in San Diego, which was fantastic. Thank you, Franz van der Lee and Tommy Keslinka and the whole crew. So Chef's Roll was my heaven on earth. It was 482 chefs for 3 days, tastings all included. And you got to interesting panels, fascinating stuff. And 2 of our clients, Chef G. Benchawan from Street to Kitchen in Houston, she won Best Chef Texas for James Beard this year, beat out all those meat guys. And the incredible, you guys will know if you follow us, David Skinner from Eculent, the Willy Wonka of food. They were on a panel with Dana Noel Thompson, who was partnered with Sean Sherman, the sous chef, and that's SIOUX chef, which is the most clever name ever.
Yeah.
And Crystal, and I'm going to screw this up, Chef Crystal Wapepa. And they were talking about indigenous foods and how the root of many Native American seeds and corn and gourds and whatever, they literally traveled to Asia and influenced Thai food and Asian food before Thai food was spicy. It was based on North American cuisine because, you know, America through Alaska and Russia used to be connected. And from there you go down. Please don't make that horrible noise. You're going to make coffee right in the middle of the show. Hello, I can see you. So that was a fascinating panel, but back to FYC. So for your consideration online, we thought it would just be great to be able to have chefs have their own page. And today, of course, is the starting for the James Beard Awards and the voting. So if you know a chef or a restaurant that you love, you can go to thebeardfoundation.org. And just as a fan and a foodie and a diner, you can nominate your favorite restaurant or your favorite chef. Doesn't cost anything. And then share that link that they give you with all your peeps. And don't even tell the chef, because that's how it happened for Chef G with Street to Kitchen. She was so surprised. Her foodies, her customers nominated her, and then she wound up winning the James Beard. So if you want to do something nice for a hardworking chef, head to the Beard Foundation and create a nomination for somebody. It's just a really nice way to give back.
Idea.
You know, thanks, Ashley. Yeah, the event was fun. We tried to go live with Teaflix from San Diego, but the sound was just overwhelming. You can imagine 482 woks and knives and, oh gosh, all kinds of crazy stuff going on. But if you're any kind of a foodie, it caps out at 500 people. So watch Chef's Roll if you're in the San Diego area this time next year. If you want to go, get your tickets early, I'd say. Any plans for another event with David and Kima? Yes, actually. It's so Dinner with the McCartneys is something that we've been bringing back up now that COVID is sort of laying down. It's out there. Don't get me wrong. So everybody still needs to do what they need to do. But so we did this. Remember how much fun that was?
Oh, lovely. Loved it. Yeah.
Fabulous Fab 4 courses. And it's called Dinner with the McCartneys. You can go on YouTube and just type that in and you'll see we've done them in Austria, Liverpool with
Munich,
Paul Askew,
Munich,
Kima or Houston, and it's an evening but with food. So we tell the stories behind the songs, and it's kind of like an in-person Teaflix.
Yes.
And what Martin's done, which is brilliant, is he's curated the 3 hours of soundtrack for the event, and it's all the Beatles songs you love, but sung by other people. So we've got Anne Murray, we've got Slash of all people, Elvis Presley, Whitney Houston, Dolly Parton, people who covered Beatles songs, and Beatle music. Because no matter how much you love the Beatles, 3 hours straight through is kind of distracting when you're eating food because you just want to listen to the music. So he thought of, well, why don't we just go and find a list of people who've covered it?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. And so we have things like Octopus's Garden Salad, glass onion soup, Sergeant Pepper steak, strawberry fields shortcake. It's a real fun evening. So yeah, we're trying to get a few more of those off the ground. If anybody has any suggestions of any country clubs, golf clubs, yacht clubs, or whatever where we should bring it, hey, send them to me and I'll send them the information, and we might come and have dinner in your zip code. That would be fun. So yeah, you'll have to look it up. So it was a great evening. It was really fun. Mark Lindsay wants a ticket or two. Okay, well, Ekelent is pretty small. Maybe we'll do it in the preserve in his back patio restaurant. This is a fascinating concept. So David Skinner, the chef, is part Choctaw, and he's gone back in history in like 30,000 years and researched all the ingredients and opened the preserve, THPRSRV, there's no E's in it, with Chef G from Street to Kitchen. And it's literally a ride through time. The menu is quite fantastical. So as you can tell, I'm a bit of a foodie, don't you know? So, and then my final bit of news from me is that I have finally been persuaded. No, I'm not writing a book because I'd sell 10 copies.
We'll see.
But I have started to build a website and put all of our joint and company projects on it. So if you're ever confused about all the stuff we're doing, which frankly I get that way too, just head to my website, ruthmccartney.com, and you'll find links to everything. And I'm going to start adding to it slowly but surely. Go back and find all the embarrassing videos of me singing in Russia in fishnet tights, and
falling over
in Armenia, and jumping off drum risers and all that crap. Do you remember when we went to East Berlin and that chap popped out of the scenery?
Oh yes, stripper, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
bodybuilder and a little pair of speedos.
Yeah, he was absolutely.
And she's singing a song called "I Want a Real Man," and this fella comes up
in pink speedos. Yeah. Oh, you know,
I knew
7
about
o'clock
it,
in
but
the
she
morning.
didn't.
Yeah, thanks for the heads up on
okay.
that. Yeah,
that's okay.
So without further ado, I'm going to bring on the boss, and we're going to have an update on Geist.
On Martin, drum roll for Martin.
And don't be nice. Be nice. Oh, by the way, while he's making that boomerang noise, we did forget completely, like idiots, to mention on the stocking stuffer world, Angie's CBDs. So we've got lotion, and we just added gummies for sleeping. Now, see how annoying that is? It's ridiculous. Coffee. So we've added gummies for sleeping. There's no THC in any of this stuff. So it's all CBD. It's not the way I like to describe CBD as opposed to marijuana, Mary Jane, chronic, or whatever. It's like the decaf of the pot world, right? So there's nothing in it. We've sold a few of these this week. The little sexy Sadie tincture calming drops. You put them on your nerve points and whatever, and it smells really good. The terpenes are just amazing. We've got a little roll-on, a Rockstar roll-on, and per our friend Nick Black's recent commercial, let it bid. I'm out of here now. Okay. I will let Martin entertain you, and we'll see you online. Cheerio.
Come along here, Martin.
Come along, your turn.
Come on down. Sit beside me, she said.
Sit beside me. National treasure.
You'll see the questions here.
Yeah.
So you can speak to them.
Okay.
All right. You get in the right spot?
Yeah. Let's just, yeah, there you go.
There we go.
There you go. Hello, Teaflix folks. Normally I'm upstairs commenting, answering comments, making sure the technology works. But today, since it's a company kind of a show, all about us, the girls are talking about their products and Angie's books and,
all that crap.
All
That's four craps.
and the teas and everything.
Oh, God.
And I'm going to talk a little bit about AI, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Geist.
Good.
But first, coffee.
God help us all.
That was that ugly noise. Yeah.
That's right. Cheers.
Cheers. What are you talking about? You work at lightning speed. I take my time. So yeah, as Ruth mentioned before, I produced the first audiobook with artificial intelligence, and it was very interesting having a, I don't know, probably 320-page manuscript, putting it into an LLM, a large language model. And I had no idea what large language model meant until I started working with it. The way it basically works is you feed every sentence of the book, and I went by paragraph, into the model, and AI creates a version of a spoken word in the author's cloned voice. So we took Marshall into the studio, Marshall Terrell, the author, and got a 5-minute sample, and then started to put that into the model. And it was amazing. And as Ruth mentioned before, I had my first AI hallucination. And for those of you that are not familiar with AI hallucinations, it's basically when AI encounters a situation that it can't replicate. It puts something else completely different into the product. So if you have a picture, for instance, it's the best way to describe it. and you say it's Shakespeare, it's sundown in Paris, it's by the Eiffel Tower, it generates those pictures for you in different artistic styles, but at some point it puts in a pink pig. And you go, what the heck is that? And you know about that because the scientists are still scratching their heads. People in AI world are scratching their heads because at some point AI does its own thing and we don't know why. It's been trained with trillions of pictures, trillions of words, trillions of music files, and it comes up with its own idea. Does it have its own consciousness? I don't think so. I don't think we should be afraid of that at all. However, what worries me a little bit is, and I've been reading this interesting book by Michio Kaku, The Quantum Supremacy, where he's a physicist, this Japanese American with long hair. You've known him, you've seen him on TV, probably. But where he puts, if you think about AI as the software, it needs the best hardware it can get. So computers, right? Right now, we're on digital computers with zeros and ones. But both Google and Microsoft have been working on quantum computing, which is subatomic. I won't bore you. But that's AI's favorite platform to be on. So imagine a computer that's 140 million times faster than your regular computer that you're using now for any task, combined with the software that is AI, and there's no stopping that. And one of the scientists said something about, will it be Terminator? Will it be the end of times? Will we live in a dystopian Skynet world? And he said, well, no, we're biologicals. That means, AI lives on silicon. So probably it'll just leave the planet, go somewhere to Jupiter where there's, silicon en masse for it to feed on, and will leave us here with a gas station and a McDonald's. So we shouldn't be afraid of it. At the same time, we should probably closely monitor its progression. And there was a congressional hearing about it with the CEO of ChatGPT. And speaking of ChatGPT, Angie here is actually training AI on limericks, right? You've been doing that.
That's right. I say to them, write me a 5-line limerick on, and I name, say Frida Kelly, Beatles fan club, Liverpool, Liverbirds, and within seconds, it's there on the screen. It's crap. Frequently, the meter for a limerick is hopeless. So, but you can take the bones out of it and use it as a framework to start creating a limerick. But the fast speed at which it just spits it out for you, or if you then say revised, do not accept this, meter is crap. There we go again. 5 crap. It will immediately regenerate another one, and they're usually better. And if you do it 3 or 4 times, finishes up where the meter is good. Because a limerick is like 2 lines, 2 shorter lines, and 1 long line, and the 2 and the 1 all rhyme.
Yeah, it has a beat.
And the 3 and the 4, yeah.
It has a beat, and the same thing in audio transcription or audio synthesis, I should say, is every time you generate, you create a new version of an instance that was before. So if you want humanized spoken word, it has a meter, it has a beat, it has inflections, it has tone, it has, commas, it has spaces. So for AI to recognize that, it will need to learn and be retrained, and that's called generations. So for instance, in the book, it took me, one paragraph stuck out to me, and that's where the hallucination happened. I had to generate 38 times the same sentence because I wasn't in love with the interpretation because it didn't match the human voice. So on generation, I think number 39, it said something like, yeah, and the boy cried, and then it went. I'm like, I stepped away because I threw the headphones down. The ladies were in the kitchen. Ruth was cooking dinner, and I'm like, holy F. And they said, what's wrong? What's wrong? Since they couldn't hear what I was doing, I had the headphones on, and I just smacked them on the table. I'm like, I'm done with this for a minute because I just have to process what just happened. So there was a hallucination. It didn't know predictively what to do with the next step in the script, because AI works on prediction. It predicts the outcome of a next event. That's its main mission. So if you understand that, that means it will give you alternatives over alternatives over alternatives of what could be in the predictive process. So yeah, so coming back to quantum computing, think about a computer working in lightning speed on an atomic level. I mean, it's just incomprehensible. It is so fast that it will gather probably all Facebook accounts in a matter of 5 seconds and then spit out results of who's compatible with whom. Just think about it that way. So Michio Kaku, it's a New York bestseller. I don't want to harp on about it, but quantum supremacy, you don't have to be a physicist or an astrophysicist to understand it. There are nice parallels with things that happen in real life. One thing I found very interesting when he said, imagine parallel universes, because that's what we're talking about now. There are certain instances in AI where it could predict the path could be 10,000 times different from what you've done. And he says, I'm walking across the floor in my living room to the balcony, and I'm imagining me walking that same path in 10,000 different directions. That is the computing power we're talking about. It's just mind-blowing. Mm-hmm. Mind-blowing. All right, enough about that. Let's talk about Geist for a minute. Yeah, baby. I had the extreme pleasure and also the extreme challenge to welcome all the 3 McCartney girls on one of our latest Geist releases called We Won't Break. And I was noodling around with that song for quite some time. And I didn't have, I thought it could be a duet. I thought it could be this. I thought it could be that. And then the Maui disaster happened. And I'm like, well, that's just, I know I have to do something environmentally on the new album, Book of Light. So I decided to send one of the verses over to England to Benna McCartney, Mike McCartney's daughter, who's got this beautiful, I always say the Annie Lennox voice. Mm. And Ruth helped me write the lyrics. And then so, I sang a verse, Benna sang a verse, and then Ruth sang a verse, and Ange is on the chorus. So I have
grumbling in the background.
Grumbling. Basically 3 generations of McCartney girls on that song, which is really cool. And we're benefiting the Lahaina disaster with the Merryman, what is it?
Merryman Monkey Pod.
With the Merryman Monkey Pod Foundation. If you ever been to Maui, it's the best Mai Tai on the planet. Monkey Pod Mai Tai. Ruth even bought, she's a foodie. So she bought all the ingredients that are listed on the menu, but she couldn't replicate it. And I think it's due to humidity. I think it's due to lilikoi special syrup. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So go on geistmusic.com and it's right on the front page. We Won't Break. And it's about trees. That's all I can say. And when I heard that the banyan tree survived the fire, mm-hmm. and the roots are sprouting again, that was, I know it was a tragedy. People lost everything. Thousands of, lives are gone. But that tree that's been there, how long? 200 years? Yeah. Been there 200 years, just opened my heart.
Yeah, it has little green sprouts on it.
Yeah,
It's lovely.
Yeah, it's coming back. So, yeah, so 12:06, geez, we're going over. So we did everything. Geist CDs. Okay, so go back to Geist CDs. This was the first one. I call it the Book of Mirrors. This was the second one, the 2-year ago release, the Book of Shadows. Book of Shadows, and then we're going to have the Book of Light. Probably I'm finishing up the songs by the end of this year. And then, of course, there's a story with it and all that. So probably mid next year, 2024, it'll be a release. Yeah. So.
And then you can go for the box set.
Follow Angie's example and make a box set. Yeah. Geistmusic.com, yeah.
Clever little thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Question me.
What type, I feel like I'm dirty on the Chris Cuomo show.
Good.
He's asking what type of computers are able to operate at such speeds that you're talking about?
Well, there are
Quantum computers, right?
quantum computing. The problem with quantum computing is that it has to be 0 degrees and completely no noise, no tremors, no gravitational issues. Because for the atoms to be used correctly in their state and its entanglement, and it's very complicated. But imagine a computer at 0 degrees, which they love it cold. So space is perfect for quantum computing. That's why that scientist wasn't kidding. Like AI will leave Earth and go to Jupiter's outer realm and create its own environment there. They're in test phase. A desktop model is about 2 or 3, maybe 4 years away, but they're working on it. And Google, I know, has shut their prototype down because it's just a little too tricky for humans to understand the consequences.
Scaring the crap out of people.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
five.
Crap again.
But
That's
that's
five.
it. You're watching Dave with your crap arbiter.
Yeah. So in answer to the question, it's not a consumer model yet, but it's definitely the research and the science is definitely going that way. The other thing you'll probably notice is that certain job categories will eventually be replaced by AI. And I'm talking about accounting, bookkeeping. Voice modulation is already happening. I used to work, 3 days a week on German transcripts and voiceovers and all that stuff. That has stopped because these companies have successfully cloned my voice. And now they can just feed it in and replicate that way. They don't need to hire me anymore.
Illegal.
Well, yeah, that's still a legal issue. Same with actors. Same with people in Photoshop, Illustrator, video compositors. The interesting thing is that Sony, in the movie world, has archived and AI'd their entire catalog. From, I don't know when they started, maybe in the 20s or 30s or 40s, up until now. And AI has analyzed every lighting move, every prop, every musical, Foley, all that stuff. So eventually, when you go on Netflix next year, it'll say to you, hey, Martin, this is your account. What movie would you like me to make for you? In other words, you can type in Leonardo DiCaprio, Titanic, but in 1576 with Da Vinci and all these other people in there, and the lighting setting of Pulp Fiction with a music score of Casablanca.
Oh.
And you will be
Wow.
able to, within minutes, watch that movie, save it to your preferences, and share it with the rest of the world.
And now you know why the actors are on strike.
That's right. And now you know why writers and actors are on strike, because that is the easiest way for a studio to make money. They just rehash their original content that they already paid for, put it in the system, and let the system do its magic.
Whole movie says, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I say,
Yeah.
wow.
And Sammy says, that's just nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can
it's
you,
showing.
can you see the comments here?
Yeah, a little bit.
You got to click on show more comments. Finally, they put the comments back. So that you
Can I
can
post and paste with profile?
Oh, the thing here. No. There we go. So, yep, there we go. Wow,
Yeah,
there
I've
they
seen
all
them.
are.
Yeah.
Great.
So my philosophy with AI is, as long as there's, and I wrote a first song with AI. So I wrote a original instrumentation, vocals, lyrics, and everything. I played everything, and then I fed it into AI and gave it the challenge to make the song better. And it, that's subjective, obviously, because it's in the ear of the beholder to analyze it and go, all right, sounds better, or whatever. And it gave me a total different version. And I liked it. And I started editing to the original tracks. So that reminds me of when we started in the 80s with MIDI and then the drum machines and drummers will be replaced. No, even if you have a good MIDI system and good drum sounds, you'll never replace a human drummer, because a human drummer is faulty. He's a little bit behind, a little bit in front, a little bit that, and that gives it the human touch. Same with guitar, same with vocals, all that stuff. The computer will always be exact. So, but if you mix the two, that you'll hear it. It's called Indoctrination. It's going to be on the new Geist record, Book of Light, and it's very interesting. That was my experience, first time musically with AI. With voice, I knew, okay, that you can do that. I can speak Spanish, Hindi, Farsi, Arabic, in my voice. 130 languages in my own cloned voice. So yeah, that happens. Is it always exact? I don't think so. And I think it's more of an ethical problem than a technical problem. We've reached this age where hallucinations are actually very spiritual, if you think about it. The parallel universes that will happen in quantum computing reflect a little bit the state of our spiritual and religious minds. Because it is, and I have a story on Book of Light called A Brief Conversation with God, where AI meets God for the first time.
Recount that. It's fascinating.
What?
Tell them what the conversation is.
Well, in a world where machines have taken over, AI has analyzed everything, our behavior, our emotions, our empathy, our, black and white, the colors, the spectrum, everything. And it still was grappling with the concept of what is God? What is that moment of spiritual awakening that we all experience in some form or another? People go to church on Sunday. Other people go out in the woods and scream. We don't know what your preference is, but there are these, I call them spiritual moments that we all have. So AI did not understand the concept of God. So I wrote a little story, and I won't tell it because I won't spoil it. It's on geistmusic.com. Go in the news page and go A Conversation with God. And AI confronts God. And I try to express what that means to every human being on earth. That AI wants to understand what the concept of God is. And all I'm saying is at the end, it goes, AI is asking God, what is the numerical value of your universe? Because God says, I'm all things. And AI says, so am I.
Well, don't give it away.
Don't give it away.
Go to geistmusic.com. It's
Yeah.
driving traffic, baby.
Yeah, driving traffic.
So on that happy note, should we read our, because Paul Moody is watching.
Yeah, the limerick.
Hello.
The
Yeah.
AI limerick.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We got to squish my fat ass in here somehow.
Okay.
Can you tilt forward a sec? There we go.
Hello,
Gotta
darling.
get the
Okay.
boobs in. So here we are. And a 1, 2, 3. In a world where AI grows and thrives, our lives are transformed. How it thrives. It adapts and it grows from the highs to the lows. Innovation in bites it derives.
Ta-da!
So there you
See
go.
you next
kids.
week.
Thank you, kids, for tuning in. We'll be, if you were late to the party, I know people were busy. So thanks for coming. And this will replay, and we'll dump it on YouTube in our Teaflix channel. And don't forget to come and start thinking about all your stocking stuffers at Mrs. McCartney's Teas, Wines, and CBD, and Geist's music. Gift of music is always a good thing. And we'll be off next week for our 25th wedding anniversary.
25th.
I know. Can you
Oh.
imagine?
25 years.
25 years. Boy, they only locked OJ up for 16, didn't they?
That's right.
So there you go. Thanks for playing. Everybody stay well. Have a good week. And we will see you on the 17th of October with more fascinating guests. Lots of
Okay.
love.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, kids.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.